What up, though? This Payroll Giovanni.
Welcome back to another episode of Trap Files TV. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. On today's episode, we travel to Detroit, Michigan to take a look at one of the pioneers of the Detroit music rap scene. The man we're here to talk about today is Dior Petty, better known for his rap name, Payroll Giovanni. The name Giovanni actually comes from his middle name. Payroll was raised in one of Detroit's toughest areas of the city, and a street known for its decades of hustling and hustlers called Fenkell Ave. He discussed how his parents had him at a young age. His mother was only 15 to be exact. His parents and grandparents were heavily involved in the streets during a time some people called it the crack era. He was exposed to the street life at an early age. He spoke on how, when he was younger, his parents' house would be raided for the first time. That's when he realized his parents had some serious things going on.
Crib got raided. Where I was like, okay.
What age was that?
I want to say probably like 6 or something, 7.
His parents would separate by the time he would get to high school. At 16, his family would start struggling financially, and him and his mom shared a room in his grandmother's basement. Around this same time, his best friend RJ would be killed.
Man, me and my mama was like sharing a basement room. Like, man, we was sharing a fucking basement. And my best friend, he got killed like that around that same time. My best friend RJ. And shit was just bad, shit was tight. And just seeing her just struggling, trying to make ends meet and just going through it, and she didn't know what to do. And that just put a battery in my back.
As a group of popular teenagers in high school, he and members were two separate crews, Doughboyz and Cashout Rich Niggas. Payroll, who was a part of the Cashout group, would come together to form Doughboyz Cashout. The groups was already well known in Detroit, so it would be easy for them to transition into music.
I know it was two different crews, right?
Yeah. Cashout, Cashout Rich Niggas, 2676. That was me, Chaz, and HBK basically, and we went to Oak Park High School, and but originally I went to Southfield High School with Big Keith and Dre, and we was called something else at first. I think we was called like Young Money or Diplomats or something. Like that's when Rockefeller, was popping crazy. So we just used to call ourselves just something like that because we was like the fly freshmen or whatever, and basically, like, I left Southfield and I went to Oak Park. Chaz and HBK, that's been my man since like first grade. And I kind of just introduced the two, like, they on the same shit we on. They fly, they mess with all the girls, and everybody hating on them. They got to fight all the time. We was on the same exact thing, so we just kind of just clicked up and started mobbing together. We had mutual enemies, so it made it easy.
Early on, the group would put up their own money for promo and studio time. At this time, Detroit music was not really known to the world besides the likes of Eminem and Big Sean. Payroll said when he got his first $1,000 to do a verse is when he started to take rap serious. Payroll would drop out of school in the 11th grade, but would later go on to get his GED. In 2008, Doughboyz Cashout debuted with their first mixtape, We Run the City Volume 1, which was a double disc. The only major local artist to appear on the album was Lodge Boy Woe of the Lodge Boys. By the time the second mixtape was released in early 2009, Doughboyz Cashout started to make their name well known in the city of Detroit. They would follow up with We Run the City Volume 2. Flood Zone, which instantly became a hood classic with many street singles that spawned off the album like Chain on My Dresser and Hutch Did the Chain, were some of the biggest ones. The project also featured only one major local artist, which was Mac Nichols, who is the other half of the Lodge Boys. In the second half of 2010, the group released We Run the City Volume 3. Chances Make Champions, which solidified the group as one of Detroit's greatest rap groups ever. The lead single off the project was titled I Dog Hose. This project also included local artists, such as Helliva, Mac Nichols, and Tax Holloway of the East Side Cheddar Boys. In the fall of 2011, the project No Deal on Chill was released, and featured Street Lords members Cashout, Street Lord Brick, and Street Lord O'Dalla, along with Helliva. The project featured one of the biggest songs by the group called Mob Life. In 2013, the group released the mixtape Free Rock while member Doughboy Rock was in jail. Doughboyz Cashout would build their buzz up and eventually gain the attention of Atlanta rapper Young Jeezy. In 2013, Jeezy would sign the group to his label at the time, CTE, which was a part of Atlantic Records. This would be a huge look for the city of Detroit's rap scene at the time. The connection wouldn't last that long, as Payroll explained they were fresh out the streets still doing dumb things, which he feels scared a lot of the corporate people away.
I think things for us got chaotic. You know, like Detroit got to just, hating a little bit, and we had a lot of obstacles come our way, and we had to deal with it all. You know what I'm saying? We tried to deal with it all as private as possible, but yeah, it was a whole lot of obstacles came. So it was kind of chaotic. Like a lot of us ain't really even enjoy that period, that time period for real.
Payroll would eventually go solo and continue his career as a solo artist, as well as other members. In September of 2013, he would drop his first solo mixtape called Get Money, Stay Humble. In 2014, Doughboyz Cashout would be involved in a fight with another upcoming Detroit rap group by the name Team Eastside. The groups bumped into each other, and HBK Kid was seen on video knocked out and his chain being taken. This would spark one of the longest beefs in Detroit.
Soda and Rizzy ran in a Kid, Doughboy, and Doughboy Dre. Now the initial problem was with Kid, and it wasn't with nobody else but Kid, and then Snoop and Kid had they shit, but it was with Kid and my man Webb. That's who the initial problem was with. And after years, them niggas just so happened to run into each other all the time. Them niggas calling us, Snoop and them calling us like, bro, pull up. Woo. So we on our way down there to where everybody at. I guess they had a little fake standoff or whatnot in that bitch, you know what I'm saying? And then I guess them niggas just was like, bro, what the fuck is we doing, bro? We've been doing this shit 6 years, bro. We gonna keep running into each other, having fake ass stare-offs and fake tension, and like, come on, man, we grown as hell, man. So when them niggas kicked it, everybody else just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Me and Pay already was close, but we just couldn't all the way lock in because I had to go on my side, he had to go his side. But I been knew Pay, Soda and Doughboy, we cousins, so I been knew Pay, I been knew a couple of them. But the initial shit was Soda and Rizzy running into Doughboy Dre and Kid and them downtown. You know what I'm saying? Then I hit Pay up and told him like, shit. Well, I had hell of a hit Pay to get him on a 2 quick remix with me and T Grizzly, and then that kind of sparked it off.
In January of 2015, Payroll would drop Stack Season, a solid 20-track project. In May of 2016, he would start the Big Boston series with Volume 1 a 18-track project, and also a collaboration project with producer Cardo Got Wings. This was a very solid project which received an 8 score on Pitchfork. Some of my favorite songs on this project were the intro Never Seen Money, Big Bossing, Brainstorm, Empire, and My Whole Life. In November 2016, he would follow up with Sosa Dreams, a 13-track project. That next year, in May of 2017, he would drop Payface, a 11-track project. Later that year, in October of 2017, the group would take a devastating loss when Doughboyz Cashout member Rock was murdered on the city's west side.
It's from Detroit's west side, where the search is on for the person who murdered an up-and-coming rapper. Doughboy Rock was found this afternoon dead in a car. Priya Mann is live with the investigation. And Priya, he has a big following.
Oh, millions watched his videos, and no matter how famous he became, he never left Detroit. But sadly today, he was killed in the city that he loved.
Rodney Yergin, the Detroit rapper known for showcasing his city in songs and music videos, was killed on the west side Monday afternoon.
I can't even believe I'm talking about it because it's destroying us. It literally is destroying us. He can't be replaced.
To his fans, he was known as Doughboy Rock, part of the group Doughboyz Cashout. His family says in 2013, the rapper signed to Young Jeezy's label, and his fan base quickly grew.
He loved Detroit. He loved the people. He loved even being around the young fans, not just the fans, but people. And that's just who he was.
Born and raised in Brightmoor, Rodney was especially close to his family. He had one son named after him.
He always talked about family. Each album he had, family was in it. His son, he loved his son. And he always said, I do it for my son.
Around 3:30 Monday afternoon, Detroit police found a man's body inside a white Hyundai near Stouple and Westfield. The victim was shot multiple times. As word on the street spread, hundreds showed up at the scene, many more writing condolences on social media.
In 2018, Payroll would drop the final installment of the Big Bossin series with Volume 2, a solid 16-track project. This was also another collaboration project with Cardo Got Wings. Some of my favorite songs on this project were Stack It, Stash It, Rap My Way, Mail Long, Dopeman Dreams, and My Lifetime. This project would receive a 7.8 on Pitchfork. In 2018, he would drop 2 projects, 41P, a 12-track project, and 10 Stack Commandments, a 10-track project. In 2019, he would drop 2 more projects called January 30th, a 8-track EP. He would follow up later that year with No Validation Necessary, a 11-track project. In June of 2020, he would drop a collaboration project with Peasy, a 10-track project. This project, I feel, was huge for Detroit, to see these 2 successful artists come together. Later that year, he would drop Spirit of a Boss, a 10-song project. 2021 Payroll would suffer another tough loss when member Fresh sadly passed away from cancer. In October of 2021, he would drop his only project of that year called Giovanni's Way, a 18-track project. In May of 2022, he would drop Back to the Basics, a 12-track project, and his only project that year. Payroll would continue the trend of only dropping 1 project a year. In February of 2023, he dropped Ghost Mode. September of 2023, he would drop a collab project with group member HBK. The 2 would call this project Kid and pay a spin-off to the 1990s hit movie House Party with Kid and Play. This was a 12-track project. In 2024, Payroll would jump into the movie industry producing a movie called Who Killed Terrence Brown. He would also appear on the hit series McGraw Ave. H Block as the character D-Lo. His last project to date, dropped in October of 2024 called Hustle Music, was a solid 18-track project. I think it's definitely safe to say that Payroll is one of the Detroit's rap pioneers. I honestly feel you can't speak about the overall Detroit rap scene without mentioning him or the group. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell.